The Mets, bring your kitty. Everybody's coming down.
Head for the park and greet the Mets. Hot dogs, green grass, all out of shade. Guaranteed to have a heck of a day because those Mets are really rocking that ball, hitting those home runs over the wall. In Jersey, Brooklyn, Queens, uptown and down. Let's go Mets! That's the cheer all over New York town. Meet the Mets, meet the Mets, meet the Mets, meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Head for the park and greet the Mets. Hot dogs, green grass, all out of shade. Guaranteed to have a heck of a day because of.
Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and we are back again, live, talking to you from New York City. And again, I hate to do this to you, but I am going to, well, don't say I didn't warn you. You have a right to run the hell out of here as quickly as possible. Because I'm on camera. Oh, I'm not on camera. There we go. My face is covered by the Morph Man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd take a bow if I could. There's no reason to stand up. There's no reason for me to stand up at this rate. So let me just get into the chat. And of course, you're coming through. Please subscribe. This is not a puppet. There's nobody behind me telling me what to do. Well, not anymore. Hello, Morph Man Evolved. Machete. Careful out there. Stephen Bunting. Stony 814. Kevin Reardon. Todd Licata. And of course, here I am. Back to you from New York. We'll talk about the Mets a little bit. There's a lot of stuff going on. It seems like the things is kind of like, I don't know, the trade deadline seems to be kind of, I don't know, dragging a little bit. Seeing some things online today. It seems this thing with the draft is sort of slowing down the trades and stuff. because teams don't want to give up compensation, like qualified offers, but we'll get into this stuff. I mean, I talked about this stuff earlier, but I can go through it again. I have a video on Trey Mancini. The Mets are still kind of scouting him. Um, Even after that trade of Vogelbach, boy, he's fun to watch. He has kind of a Bartolo Colon kind of like attitude about him, which is good. He's fun, and everybody was laughing on the bench. I mean, he gives them a little bit of a little bit of some levity there. The bench is getting a little tight. They kind of needed a guy like him to come in. Let me get to the box score before we get into this other stuff. I keep blanking out of here. Oh, sorry. I know you don't want me getting any closer to the camera. Sorry. I could cover it. So get into the box score a little bit here. Now, of course, please subscribe if you want to participate in the chat. You get a little bit. All right. Yeah, you don't want me getting any closer to the camera. All right. So the Mets. This was a interesting game because the Mets didn't get really this offense going until the sixth inning. And they didn't get their first. Vogelbach had the first hit in the game against Musgrove. Apparently, Musgrove kind of owns him. So we kind of learned that a little bit. We learned a lot about him, I guess. He does. Everything they said about him is very much true. He works the count. He has kind of an idea of what he's doing up at the plate. He's not going to hit for a high average. I'm just going to tell you that right now. He's a 210 hitter, but he's got a very high on base percentage, and he's going to hit home runs. And so I think that hello, Elrod, the base god. So he put together an interesting game. I thought it was a really good game for him. Not that we've seen him before this, but it was fun to watch this game tonight. Just to see, there's always novelty to a new player when they come in here. And let me just go through the box score. I got the box score here. There were interesting things in this game. They've got to do something about this bullpen, other than Diaz and Ottavino to a certain degree. This bullpen, I don't trust it. Now Carrasco did not have his best stuff in this game, but being a veteran, he was able to manage the game a little bit. He scattered 6 hits over the game. Drew Smith did not pitch well. Again, Drew Smith, he fell behind the count on the ball on the guy that scored in the 6th inning. He fell behind the count. The guy got a hit, and they brought him in. Seth Lugo was in and out of trouble. David Peterson, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded someplace. If at some point, if they really want to get somebody really good in here, he'll probably get moved. Joely Rodriguez, what a disaster. He's not pitched well at all. So he's probably the next lefty out of here. They need to do. I'm going to mention this, and people might not like this, but Billy Epler does not have a Billy does not have a good reputation in terms of bringing in any kind of bullpen help. He's not very good at that. So I'm going to just let you know that. That's been his reputation. So it's it's one of these things that I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. But Joely Rodriguez was a guy that he brought in from Miguel Castro. Now Miguel Castro's hurt for the Yankees, by the way. The Yankees get hit a little bit with injuries to their bullpen. I mean, what happened to Michael King? He fractured his elbow. How the hell you fracture your elbow? I don't understand. I don't know where that happened. Did it happen during the game? And then they had to bring in Diaz, which I didn't mind because they needed to bring in Diaz because he only pitched yesterday and they're off tomorrow. So, and he threw 10 pitches in the game. The guy, I tell you, he's going to get a lot of Cy Young Award votes. A lot of Cy Young Award votes. Hello, Elfowl Player, one of the few from the other channel. The end of all Muppets. That's right. The end of all things. Hello, James Luongo. Hut, where are you? I am here at the hut. This is actually Hut. I had to hook up my AC in here so I can come to you live here. Not in the center. This is not the center of all the videos, but it's pretty close to it. And it's more comfortable in here for me to sit in here. For you to see me on camera. Um, there's no more comic book hut. That is gone forever. So nothing to sort of worry about. This is a very good situation. Um, but there's a very different kind of channel, a very different kind of audience. Um, yeah, it's better than Pizza Hut. Got a lot out of the comic book hut, but that's those days are over with. But let's go do the box score. Um, a little bit. The most important part of this game was the sixth inning, obviously. Um, Marte got on with a single, and they were hitting that ball in that fifth inning. They made Musgrove work in this game. I'm going to point something out about Musgrove. He's going to get a lot of people wanting him. The Mets are going to go after him hard in the offseason. The Mets have a lot of free agents that are going to be leaving in that pitching staff. Carrasco's going to be gone. Walker, I think Walker will stay. DeGrom's probably going to leave. You know, Bassett, I know they're going to give him a contract. He's got another year on a contract. But they're going to go after Musgrove hard because there was a lot of sort of chatter last offseason about the Mets picking him up. So we'll see. Hello, Roberto Dennis Jr., but he pitched well up until that fifth inning, and the Mets kind of made him work. You know, Vogelbach, I'm going to screw up his name. I'm going to say his name several times wrong. Vogelbach got that big hit. He broke up the no-hitter. Can they have said his name more annoyingly in this broadcast? The broadcast is pretty good with them, with Coney there and Ravage. But this thing with Mark Kanya is just annoying. I don't know about you. Now, he came in, he got a double in the game. But again, Luis Guillorme cannot be playing every day on this team. Guy grounded out. The Mets needed a fly ball in that spot. Along because they were not going to be able to score Vogelbach in that game. Okay? And you can't, under any circumstances, keep putting him out there. They're going to have to find themselves somebody that can play second and third and have some kind of thump to his bat. Guillorme is good. He provides a lot of sort of good things here, but the offense is just dreadful. 367 slugging percentage for this guy. 367. You can't win with a guy like this in your lineup. And he's hitting almost 300. You imagine if he wasn't hitting 300. And Nito, what does he do? It's a ground ball to third. Alvarez is in AAA. Okay. I got to the point where, instead of trading for Contreras, just bring up Alvarez. I don't know why they're waiting so long. I don't know what they're going to do at the trade deadline behind the plate, but you have an automatic out. You've had an automatic out this entire season behind the plate. They've done a very good job defensively. They've done a very good job working with the pitching staff. But this team needs runs. They need to score runs. Okay? It is impossible to win games. I'm still going to get an adjustment to me sort of being on camera. Sorry, folks, if I come in and out. But it is impossible to score runs when you have 3 outs in this lineup. Okay, it is impossible to score runs when you have 3 outs in this lineup. You have the third baseman that's been a disaster. and I think he's pressing too. He's had good pitches to hit. He's swung right through them. I don't think the bat is slow. I just think he wants to do so well. He's just not doing it. Behind the plate, they've gotten nothing out of him. Nothing out of these guys. And obviously, they've gotten nothing out of the DH spot. Um, it is impossible for me as a fan to keep watching them run this lineup out there. And it says a lot about what they think about McNeil. I have felt this for a while, the last 2 years, um, that they do not like Jeff McNeil long term here. Here's from Lord the Base God. Would you say the Mets are doing better, worse, or similar to what your expectations were up to this point in the season? They put this up. That's a good question, Elrod. What do I think? It doesn't matter what I think. No, what I think is that they got off to a very fast start. And I think that was really the surprise for me. I think they've played much, much better than I thought. Um, that has been an enormous situation to be able to play as well as they have right out the gate. They were able to pad their lead, and they've done a very good job. Buck has done an excellent job, and um, at this point, I think they've exceeded expectations. And considering how poorly they have hit at times, they really have only had one reliable bat in this lineup. Once Pete hit the home run in the sixth inning, that was it. That was the end of the game because it was like almost like the floodgates had opened, and all the frustration had been building since last Friday in Chicago when they were struggling to score runs, and then you saw the sort of opening up of this floodgates. They scored 5 runs. We got to see Vogelbach take forever to get to home plate, and it makes a big difference when your big boy does a good job. Drove him 4 runs. I don't know if he's back in the lead of the RBI total, but it's good to see him getting going again. Again, Jeff McNeil was not there tonight. He was 0 for 4 again. Vogelbach put in a lot of good at bats. Right now he's hitting 229, so he's hitting really. And that 340 is a big deal. That 340 on base percentage is a big deal right there. So that is something to keep in mind. And the slugging percentage is over what they have for most of the guys in this lineup that have been playing regularly. In terms of DH. So offensively they look much better 6th inning on than they did obviously prior to that, and they kind of wore Musgrove down. Obviously, they made him work, and they kind of got through it. Now, please like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Just to give you an idea, I'll be back in tomorrow in the morning. So hopefully those that what I'm going to talk about in the morning, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about tomorrow. But hello, Southern Cal Mets fan. That wasn't a bomb. He hit a single. What kind of bomb is that? What kind of bomb was that? That wasn't a bomb. He's a big boy, isn't he? Well, it's like, it was like a rhinoceros running around those bases. Boy, he's big. Big kid. Hold on, I need a drink. Look. But so obviously with the Mets tonight, he's like a bowling ball. He's like a cross between John Kruk and Chris Farley. But to talk about some things about the about what the Mets need to do. Um, uh, nah, Bam Bam, that's played out. Calling him Bam Bam, that's all played out. I said that. He does look like Meatloaf. He does. Cross between Meatloaf, Chris Farley, and obviously John Kruk. Like John Kruk Jr., really. You know, John Kruk Jr. But over the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna on the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be on a lot. So you're gonna get really tired of looking at my face. But I'll be back in the morning to do a live stream. We'll talk about what's going on in baseball too. There is some things going on. It turned out that it seems like the Cardinals are now the favorite to pick up um, Juan Soto, and you know, we'll see. I kind of figured that they would be the favorites because they got a deep farm system. They always have a deep farm system, and I think they would have the money, the wherewithal to keep him. Um, it'll be interesting to see if Arenado opts out this year. That'll sort of open up the door for Soto long term. But they never sort of panic when guys leave. I mean, they let Albert Pujols leave. They knew he was done. Um, so it's interesting to sort of watch what's going on here with Soto. First, they said he wasn't going to get traded. Then they I guess quietly negotiated, and they said, well, you know what, he's not really doing what needs to be done. He doesn't want to sign, so we're going to trade him. And now we got to a point. Well, the last couple of days, we've been hearing that that some of the teams don't really want to get involved with trading all these big players. Um, you know, it's such a it's weird. It's a weird thing. Here's the thing. You don't see too many players of Soto's caliber um, being traded, and certainly not being traded in season. Um, hello against Southern Mets fan. Do you think Boston will be selling next week? I think so. They're getting awfully close to deciding. I know that the Mets have been monitoring the situation with Boston. I heard and read something earlier, basically that there's a report out there saying that the Mets are watching what's going on up there, because obviously they have a player up there that would interest them in JD Martinez, and he's better than Trey Mancini and Josh Bell. Now he's only hit like 8 or 9 home runs, but he's got a lot of extra base hits. His slugging percentage is pretty good. He's got 30 doubles. So they're in a very good position. I'm talking about the Mets to swoop in and take him. There are a lot of teams going to want JD Martinez. The Brewers, the Astros, obviously the Mets. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Now, if they start trading players, like Stony 814 says, they mentioned Xander Bogaerts being moved. I don't know where he'd go. I know they mentioned the Padres there. Nathan Eovaldi, teams will be lining up for him because that guy is a big time stone cold killer in postseason. So that is a guy you want to get in if you can. The Mets will certainly talk to them about him. That there is no doubt in my mind they will do that. So those 3 players in particular are players that are going to get a lot of interest very quickly. So the Red Sox have to decide what they want to do, because one, they're close to last place. And like I said that earlier, they're closer to last place than they are the first place. So they're not in a situation where they're going to contend for the division. They're 17 games behind the Yankees. That's not happening. They're 3 or 4 games behind the wild card. That is doable right now. But the way they have played, they've been so up and down between the terrible start they had. They had a hot streak. They lost Devers to the disabled list or injured list. They've lost Trevor Story to the injured list. So where are they going? Where are they going at this rate? It doesn't seem to me that they're in any shape to make any kind of run. I'm just coming here to sort of tell you, uh, you know, where the Mets stand with it and how I look at it as a baseball fan. They should sell. They're in a weird position. They're in a very difficult division with the Yankees and the Rays and the Blue Jays. Those teams aren't going anywhere. And then you have this up and coming team behind them, um, and with the Orioles. The Orioles played so well. They've taken a major step forward in their rebuilding. Eric Breen here at the Baseball Hut. Eric is now going to do what he used to do at the Comic Book Hut, and that's shut down the stream. If I disappear completely for the night, blame it on Eric. Much I hate to say, it might be time for Boston to reset. Well, as I would mention about Eric Breen, he is a big Reds fan. And boy, are they bad. First of all, they never should have gave Joey Votto that big contract years ago. They never should have done that. That's a bad contract. Now they're stuck on him another year or two. He's done. You have players like Castillo on the eve of opening day. The fans were all complaining. The fans were all complaining about the team selling. And the owner said, well, where are you going to go? How do you talk to your fan base like that? And then he had to, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Oh, my God. KT Rub. What is the movie when the little kid pictures, he looks like that guy, the big guy, the Met guy in that movie. Oh, what the hell is the name of that movie? I know. Was it The Rookie? No, it's not The Rookie. It's the one with the kid. He owns the team. Well, here's the thing about the bad teams. About the bad teams. Oops. The thing about the bad teams is that you've seen teams basically rip apart their team and build from the ground up. The Astros did it. And now the Orioles have kind of in the middle of doing it. They're now taking they have so much talent now. And they have Jackson Holiday as their big shortstop that's going to come very quickly. They're going to be so good for so long. So it's really worth it for some of these franchises, especially the ones that are in the middle, like the Orioles and Houston. It's tough to do that to your fan base, and there's some fan bases that will not do it. They won't rip apart their teams and just stuff. Sometimes you have to do that. I think if you're one of these, like the Cubs shouldn't do that, and they've done that. I don't know why the Cubs did that, to be honest with you. The Mets couldn't do that. The Mets probably would have been better off doing that long term, especially when they took over back in 2011. When Alderson took over, they probably would have been better off trading David Wright and just rebuilding the team and trading, trading Jose Reyes. They never did that with Jose, and they should have. All they got was Kevin Plawecki, and he turned out to be nothing. Hold on, I need a drink. Look. Now, please like this video and subscribe to the Baseball Hut. So we have a lot to look forward to. I'll have a video in the morning discussing JD Martinez. And I would mention again, try to check out my Trey Mancini video. That is a lesson for you kids. Don't post a video during a game. getting a little too arrogant with posting the videos lately. And we get so many subscribers coming in here. Shouldn't have posted it. And again, if you're new to the channel, you're getting a real like the service. I'm on camera. So it's I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm on camera. I apologize. And for you old time subscribers to me, yes, this is what I look like. Let's see anything new. I don't expect any moves tonight. Like I said, it's been very quiet. Um, I mean, to have Vogelbach in there, it gives him a little bit of energy. I mean, he has energy, to be honest with you. And you could see it on the bench when he scored that run. They're all laughing at him, you know. Uh, from the Morph Man Evolved, Strove versus Noah in a fight. Who you be taking, Hut? That's not even a question. Who you taking? It's more like how badly is Marcus Stroman going to get hurt? um, yeah. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be on a lot. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos. I have my hat on. Andrew, I thought that you would never sell out and go on camera. Next time, remember to wear your jersey and hat. I have a hat on. I have my Mets hat on. I won't wear a jersey. It is like it's 100 degrees in New York. You kidding me? It's 100 degrees. It's 100 degrees here in New York City. It is bad here over the last few days. It's not like, it's like 20 degrees. It's 100 degrees. I am not wearing. I got like a cutoff shirt tonight. So Stone, you get Josh Bell. Oh my God, Mets be loaded on offense. We'll see. Victor, who do you think the Mets get? We'll see. We'll keep an eye on the Red Sox. Keep an eye on the Red Sox, because if the Red Sox sell, the Mets will be in on JD Martinez. The Mets will, the Brewers will. A lot of teams. He's a really good hitter. Eric Breen, we need to do a stream together before this miserable season ends. Why? The Reds stink. Are the Reds going to trade Castillo? They're saying he's going to go to the Yankees. That's a team they're saying. Let me check my list of Castillo. I got a list here. Like, you can see it. And let me see. Let's see what Castillo. The Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers. Well, Boston is probably going to be out. Seattle, St. Louis, San Francisco. The Giants could be out. They're 2-3 games over 500. The Twins, keep an eye on the Twins. And the Astros. Yeah, I mean, it has been miserable here the last 2 days. And I don't have an AC in my car, so it's a pain in the ass driving around, especially from work on the highway coming back to Queens. But yeah, so I'm very comfortable here tonight because I hooked up this AC here in this other room, and it's it's a lot more comfortable in here for me to be on camera. I'm not comfortable in the other room, on camera. It's just not, it's just not doable. No, they're going to give him away. They want to save money. If someone will take Moose's contract, it would just cost them a low-level prospect. They have some good talent in their farm system. They probably would have been better off not calling up and pitching Hunter Green and let him pitch in the minor leagues. I don't know why they went crazy and pitched him. They should never have done that with him. They should have had him pitch in the minor leagues another year. And when you pitch in the major leagues and you're young like him, it really stunts your growth as a player. I mean, what purpose? How does that help him? How does that help Hunter Green develop as a pitcher when the kid's been was a number one pitcher, number one draft pick a few years ago? How does that help him long term? To have the spotlight of being on a major league team and being on a bad team to boot, there is going to a lot of him. You know, I I think so too. But you got to understand something, Eric. They did not have a baseball season in 2020, and though some pitchers didn't. We know one pitcher that was here years ago that didn't take any lumps. That's good old Dwight Gooden. That he was taking lumps a couple of years. Then he had some issues. That's another situation where a guy not mature enough to sort of say no. But Tom Glavine got crushed in his first full season. Let's not go there with Tom Glavine. Tom Glavine is not well liked here with the Met fans. Victor Alamo, your pick is small. Can you get bigger? I can get bigger. Let's see. Let's see how that. Nope, I got smaller. How about this one? I'm gone. Hey. All right, let me see. I'm. Oh. How's that? Is that better? I'm not propping myself up any harder than that. Trying to be very comfortable. From Stony 814. Hey Hut, what bat do you want next? That's a good question. Let's see. Well, like I said, this team needs more offense. At least 3 positions. They mentioned Brandon Drury during the game. I would not mind having him back and having him play third base a little bit, have him DH a little bit. Also like to see them improve the catching offensively. But the one thing I do know is you have to have a really strong bat to hit in this lineup every day. You can't have a situation. You can't have a situation where you have all these role players. This team needs a legitimate. This team needs a legitimate number 5 hitter that's going to drive in runs. You don't have to worry about him, other than having being the pressure that he has to deal with being in New York. I want a guy that has a track record. All right, that's the problem. That's the problem right now with this offense, is they don't have a 5 hitter. So that's a major problem, and it's been a major problem for the last few years. Is that this lineup is just not deep enough. There's just not enough talent on it. They've gotten better. Marte makes a big difference. I love that guy. That guy is great. But he goes through these sort of moments where he's hurt and he can't play every day. He's always missing time. But he's so good, you have to sort of let him rest. If he feels a tweak, you have to sit him. He's a 120 guy. 120 game guy. You get him 120 games, you get the best out of that guy. Hello, Mets talk with Hayden. How you doing, Hayden? How you doing? Yeah, so but Marte is such a big get for them. He's such a big signing, even better, bigger than Escobar and Kanya. To be honest with you, Escobar is just going to be here until Brett Beatty is ready. To be honest with you, Southern Cal Mets fan, get your face off the screen. You will get pinched or whacked. I'm not going to. I'm not in the mafia. I'm not in the mafia. Trust me. Far from. Hold on, I need a drink. Look. Let's talk with Hayden. I hope they use the same lineup against the Yankees. I have no problem benching Escobar. Well, we'll see. I don't even know who's pitching on Tuesday. Oh, Taiwan Walker's pitching on Tuesday. And Max Scherzer's pitching on Wednesday. About Jacob Degrom, he is supposed to pitch this week. They have not announced that he was thrown in the at Citi Field today. So I don't know when he's pitching again. If he is to pitch again, let's see, pitch what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So he should be pitching on Tuesday. So if he pitches on Tuesday, in all likelihood, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He'll pitch again on Monday, which is August 1st. So that's next Monday, August 2nd. We'll see if he pitches in Washington. If he pitches in Washington, we're going to have a big show. We're going to have a big show on Tuesday anyway and Monday anyway. So tomorrow, again, I'll be on live tomorrow, probably in the morning. What time is it now? 11:30. And I'll be back in the afternoon. We'll have videos up tomorrow. I'm going to do as many live streams as I can before these games to sort of monitor the trade situations. From KT Rob, they said he's probably going to pitch Thursday. So he was going to go a week between starts. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that would put him in line for Tuesday. That's on the 2nd. When did they say that? Because they didn't say that. They didn't say that when I got home. They didn't say it this afternoon that he was going to pitch on Thursday. They said they were going to wait till tomorrow to see. They said that during the game. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Eduardo Escobar is such a dope. He says in the middle of the game, because they were talking about food, with Kanye, it doesn't matter what you call him. Annoying, that stuff. But they were talking about him and how he likes to go out to eat and drinking champagne with certain meals. And in the middle of all this, they're talking about, I guess, some falafel place in the city. And Cohn's like, oh, yeah, I know this falafel place. I know all these places to eat. And Escobar's like, yeah, you probably did that in 86. And I was like, wait. Coney never played with the 86 Mets. Okay. Every Met fan knows that. Every Met fan knows that. But obviously, Eduardo Perez doesn't know that. It's funny, if you think about Tony, just off the top, you would think Coney pitched for the Mets in 86, and he did not. He pitched for them in 87. So Cohn's good. I tell you, Coney's really good in that in the booth. He really is. I really enjoy him. Sony 814. What's your chances on the Mets getting Trey Mancini? Well, probably pretty good. Probably fairly good. Sorry about the picture. My face is all screwed up. No, not no. The picture on the camera is all screwed up. I was born this way, but what are the chances of the Mets getting Mancini? Better than 50-50. How about 60-40? 60-40. I think that's kind of what we're looking at. All right, I'm going to read you an article. I got my phone here. If you can see it. I have my phone here. And this is about the Mets. This is from John Heyman. He's pitching Tuesday. Well, we'll see. I haven't heard that about Degrom. The Mets acquired players on back-to-back days this week. First baseman Daniel Vogelbach, also known as John Krug Jr., John Krug Jr. and Michael Perez, the catcher, both from the Pirates. They also have checked in on Juan Soto and at least thought about Shohei Ohtani, who both fit into a slightly different category. Right. That is ownership. That's when you talk about guys like Soto and Ohtani, you're talking about ownership. Mets know their chance to land Soto are slim and Ohtani even slimmer. So it's surely time to aim somewhere between what they got and what they dream about. Fortunately, there is a vast middle ground there. Okay. This is from the New York Post, by the way. Stupid phone. Billy Apple's one of those GMs that works all the time. Maybe not quite as much as his Padres counterpart, AJ Pearl. The team that looked almost perfect early is starting to show some obvious cracks. Well, we know all about the Mets' cracks. It's the same cracks they had last year. The lineup that was batting nearly 300 runners in scoring position has reverted to the franchise norm lately of coming up a lot smaller in big spots. Bullpen that already needed depth lost nice rookie Colin Holderman, who somebody compared him to the Mets traded him to like Paul Sewald, which was ridiculous. Let me just skip around. Blah, 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 blah. We want to know about the players. All right. And now back to the reality portion of the column. The pen was an issue from almost the start of things. They need a setup man, especially need a lefty. Well, we saw that tonight. David Robinson, who Epler knows from Yankees days, would make sense to set up. As for the lefty, badly needed well before Joey Rodriguez had yet another rough outing Sunday. They are in luck. A lot of crummy to middling teams have viable lefties in the pen. And they should have add at least one of Matt Moore, Andrew Chafin, Tanner Scott, Joe Manapile, Gregory Soto, it's different Soto, and old friend Aaron Loop. I'd stay away from Loop because he's not pitching well at all. The hitter will be the harder one. While Vogelbach will help against right-handed pitching, they need more pop in a lineup too dependent on MVP candidate Pete Alonso. The Mets need to consider Josh Bell, Nelson Cruz, Ian Happ, Andrew Benintendi. He doesn't have enough power, Benintendi. Trey Mancini and Wilson Contreras for that role. Francisco Alvarez has power you just don't see. Scherzer said he reminded him of Vladimir Guerrero power. Wow. When he was down in Double-A. But he's struggling since moving to Triple-A. So the Mets will need to bring in a more proven commodity. As for the lefty relievers, they are in good shape and that there's enough supply to meet the demand. But from here, the top choices would be Bell, Contreras, and Happ. Surely they aren't Soto or Ohtani, but any of that trio would do nicely. See, here's the thing about Contreras. The Mets are in a different position in terms of a catcher than other teams. Other teams don't have a big catcher in their farm system that is 20 years old and he's going to be ready next year to play. So they can't if they bring a guy like him in. The problem is with a guy like Contreras is, are you going to give up somebody that's of a high quality in your farm system? Are the Mets going to give up Mark Vientos for Contreras, knowing that Contreras is going to walk? That they're not going to sign him? Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for 1 second to make that move. I would give them very middling prospects for him. Maybe I take back a bad contract. Maybe take Jason Hayward's contract back for Contreras. So I would not do that. To be honest with you. Ian Happ, he strikes out a lot. He's having a good year. I'm not that big a fan of his. Josh Bell, he's putting up a good season. He's going to get a very good contract after the season. He's only 29 years old. He's going to get a very good contract in the offseason. He'll probably get a 5-year deal with some team. But how much are the Mets going to give up for him? The rumor is that the Mets are they're going to trade two prospects in their farm system that are at the upper levels of Triple A, Double A, an outfielder and a starting pitcher. So I don't know where the Mets lie with this. To be honest with you, um, what's going on? But yeah, so I wouldn't do those things. So the Mets need to sort of be very smart who they bring in. They have to get some offense. They need a proven RBI man. Josh Bell has driven a lot of runs. He's driven a lot of runs a few times. Driven 100 runs one time, 90 runs another. He's done really well in that department, and he's having a very strong season for his walk year. He's hitting over 300. So but they have to be smart about how they trade people. You don't want to get into a situation where they did with Baez, and you trade Crow Armstrong. I don't think Crow Armstrong's gonna be a big problem. I could be wrong, but you don't want to put yourself again in a situation where you trade some kid and he does well the following season. And trading Alvarez is way too much. It's way too much for Contreras. That's why I feel like you'd be better off just waiting for Alvarez to come around, start really hitting down in AAA. I mean, the Mets might have to wait till the end of August to call him up. Stony 840. I hope if we get Bell, he won't be a rental. It's a possibility. So, all right. I'm going to end the live stream here because I'm getting a little tired. It's been a very long day. I want to thank you all for coming by. I'll be back again tomorrow in a live stream sometime in the morning. And hopefully you come by and please subscribe to the channel. The channel has been growing very quickly, which I knew it would. I'm going to be very busy for you. We're going to get a lot of stuff done and accomplished the next, now 8 days. And, so this is a fun time. Just like the off season is fun. We didn't have a very good off season. We had a very uncomfortable one because we had the lockout. But we're going to have an excellent deadline. Again, I'll just give you a quick rundown. I'll be on a lot tomorrow. I will be, in terms of being on live. There should be shows Tuesday and Wednesday before the Met games. Before they play the Yankees. I'll be on probably on Friday before the game. Saturday I won't be able to come on. Sunday I'm going to do a long show around 6 o'clock, 6:30, and we'll go to about 12 midnight because that's the Sunday before the trading deadline. I will be on probably all day on Monday covering the trading deadline. And there's a Met game on, so I will be on during the game. Which I have never done. I've never done a game other than Degrom's first start. I will be on Monday most of the day up until the trading deadline, which is at 6 p.m. this year on the 2nd. So I'm gonna be on a lot. So you're gonna get really sick of me. There'll be videos up, and just that's basically it. So I want to thank you all for coming by. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I will be back again tomorrow in the morning, and we'll see what happens. So thank you for coming by, and have a good day. Actually, have a good night, and I'll see you later.